Picture this, you check your credit score app, number looks solid, you apply for a card, result comes back lower than expected. Your score looked fine, mate. What happened? Here's what nobody tells you. In Canada, you have two credit scores, Equifax and TransUnion. Your app is only showing you one. Which one is your lender seeing? That's what we're sorting out today. No affiliate links, just the math. Let's get into it. Here's the myth most Canadians are living with right now. I checked my credit score. I know where I stand. Sweet as, except you probably checked one app, saw one number, and assumed that's the full picture. And honestly, that's not your fault. These apps market themselves like they're showing you your credit score, not one of your credit scores. The credit score. Like there's only one. Back in 2019, CBC Marketplace sent 3 real Canadians to check their scores across 4 platforms: Borrowell, Credit Karma, Equifax Direct, and TransUnion Direct. Same person, same day, 4 completely different numbers. One participant, Raman, a small business owner from Ottawa, got a score of 637 from Borrowell. Credit Karma showed 762. Equifax said 684. TransUnion said 686. 4 platforms, 4 numbers. A gap of 125 points between the lowest and the highest. CBC asked all 4 companies to explain. Nobody could give a straight answer, and that's where CBC left it. Confused viewers, no fix, no guidance. 6 years later, we're going to finish what they started, because the reason this happens isn't complicated once someone actually explains it, and that's what we're doing right now. If this is the kind of Canadian money content you've been looking for, the subscribe button is right there, free, same as the tools. Right, let's talk about why those scores are different in the first place. Canada has 2 credit bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion. Think of them like 2 separate companies, Wasp, because that's exactly what they are. They both collect information about how you handle credit. Payment history, how much of your credit limit you're using, how long you have had your accounts, that sort of thing. But here's the key thing, mate. They don't share data with each other. Lenders, your banks, your credit card companies, your phone provider, they choose which bureau to report your information to. Some report to both, some report to only one. So your Equifax file and your TransUnion file can have completely different information. And when the data is different, the score is different. How different? A gap of 10 to 50 points between your 2 scores is completely normal. Nothing to worry about. A gap of 50 points or more, that's worth investigating. It usually means something is showing up on one file that isn't on the other, and real Canadians are dealing with gaps much bigger than that. One person on Reddit just 2 months ago posted that their Equifax score was 836. Their TransUnion score was 627. That's a 209 point gap. Same person, same day. They wrote, I feel blocked because most credit cards and car loans check TransUnion. 209 points. Not because anything was wrong with their credit, just because the data on each file was different. This is why checking one app and calling it done isn't the full picture. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part your bank app definitely isn't telling you. Most Canadians, I reckon, are checking their credit score through their bank app, RBC, TD, BMO, CIBC, Scotiabank. They all offer a free credit score right inside your banking app. Convenient, right? Here's what they don't tell you. Every single one of those bank apps is showing you your TransUnion score. All of them, RBC, TransUnion, TD, TransUnion, BMO, TransUnion, CIBC, TransUnion, Scotiabank, TransUnion. That's your monitoring score, the number they show you to keep an eye on things. But when you actually apply for a credit card or a mortgage, that's a completely different moment. That's when your bank does a hard pull, and that hard pull doesn't always go to TransUnion. Let me show you what I mean. TD shows you TransUnion in their app, but when you apply for a TD credit card, TD pulls Equifax, CIBC shows you TransUnion in their app, CIBC pulls Equifax for credit applications, RBC shows you TransUnion in their app. RBC pulls Equifax. So if you're an RBC customer, checking your RBC app every week, watching your TransUnion score sit at 780, feeling good about it, RBC is going to look at your Equifax score when you apply, and those two numbers might not be the same. That's the trap. Not a conspiracy, not a scam, just two different moments monitoring and applying using two different bureaus, and nobody joins those dots for you until now. So now you know why the tool you pick actually matters. Let's look at the three tools. Right, three tools. What each one actually shows you: bureau, update frequency, whether you get a full report, and what the catch is, because there's always a catch. Starting with Borrowell. Borrowell is a Canadian company, founded in Toronto, been around since 2014. They were the first company in Canada to offer a free credit score. And the score they give you is your Equifax score, updated every week, no card required, no SIN required. You also get your full Equifax credit report, downloadable anytime. That's huge. Most services just give you the number. Borrowell gives you the whole file. They also have an AI credit coach called Molly, a bill tracker, and a feature called Rent Advantage that reports your rent payments to Equifax to help build your credit history. Over 4 million Canadians use it. The catch: Borrowell makes money when you click their credit card and loan recommendations and apply through them. That's how it stays free. You're never obligated to click anything, but no, that's the model. Next, Credit Karma. Credit Karma is part of Intuit, same company that makes TurboTax. They've been in Canada for years and they're fully operational here in 2026. Anyone who tells you Credit Karma shut down in Canada, that's wrong. Credit Karma gives you your TransUnion score, updated weekly, free, no card, full TransUnion report included. They also show you a timeline of how your score has changed over time, which is genuinely useful for spotting what's moving your number. Same business model as Borrowell, referral fees when you apply for products through them. And third, ClearScore. ClearScore operates in 5 countries, including Canada. Their positioning is simple: free forever, no trial period ticking down, no paid tier hiding behind a wall, just free. ClearScore pulls TransUnion, same as Credit Karma, weekly updates, full report. They also have a feature called ClearScore Protect, monitors for fraud and dark web activity. Also free. And what about Mogo? Mogo actually started all of this. They were the first company in Canada to offer a free Equifax credit score back in 2016. Genuinely pioneered the space, but today their free score is only available if you hold an active Mogo card prepaid Visa. The company has shifted focus to lending products. It's not the same free tool it used to be, so it's not in our comparison today. So here's the summary: Borrowell, Equifax, Credit Karma, TransUnion, ClearScore, TransUnion. 2 tools on TransUnion, 1 on Equifax, which means if you're only using one of these, you're only seeing one bureau. Now, what about approval odds? Because that's what we promised you. And this is where it gets really interesting. All 3 tools offer approval odds. You've probably seen it, a percentage or a rating next to a credit card that tells you how likely you are to get approved before you apply. Know before you go. Sounds mint, right? Here's how it actually works. And here's the catch nobody mentions. Each tool calculates your approval odds based on the bureau they monitor. Borrowell bases it on your Equifax score. Credit Karma and ClearScore base it on your TransUnion score. So far, so good. But here's where it gets interesting. If a lender pulls Equifax when you apply, Borrowell's approval odds for that lender are going to be more accurate because they're both working from the same data. But if you're checking Credit Karma's approval odds for a card from TD and TD pulls Equifax, Credit Karma is calculating your odds based on your TransUnion score, which might be 50, 60, even 100 points different from what TD is actually going to see. That's not Credit Karma doing anything wrong. It's just the limitation of each tool only seeing one side of your credit picture. This is why the lender pull map matters so much. If you know your next lender pulls Equifax, check Borrowell's approval odds. They're working from the same data your lender will use. If your lender pulls TransUnion, Credit Karma, or ClearScore's approval odds will be more meaningful. Use the right tool for the right lender, that's the move. And speaking of the right tool for the right lender, I'm about to give you the full map. Every major Canadian lender, which bureau they pull, so you know exactly which score to check before you apply. This is the section worth saving because knowing which bureau your lender pulls before you apply is the single most useful thing you can do for your credit in Canada, based on publicly available information from Frugal Flyer, updated June 2026. Here's how the major lenders line up. Primarily Equifax, TD, CIBC, RBC, Capital One, MBNA, PC Financial, and American Express. Primarily TransUnion, Scotiabank, Tangerine, Rogers Bank, and most telecom companies like Rogers, Bell, and TELUS. Some lenders, like BMO and National Bank, can go either way depending on the application type. And for mortgages, this is important. Most lenders pull both bureaus. And when they get two different scores, they typically use the lower of the two to qualify you. So if your Equifax is 780, but your TransUnion is 690, a mortgage lender using both bureaus is qualifying you at 690. That gap could be the difference between the best rate and a higher one. Real money. One more thing worth knowing. TransUnion scores in Canada tend to run about 50 points higher than Equifax scores on average. That's not because one bureau is more accurate, it's because they weight different factors differently. So if your Credit Karma score looks great and your Borrowell score looks a bit lower, that's often completely normal. The gap itself isn't the problem. Not knowing about the gap is the problem. And now you know. So let's sort out the setup. Right, here's the setup. 2 tools, 10 minutes, $0. Step 1, sign up for Borrowell. Free, no credit card, no SIN number. Takes about 3 minutes. You'll get your Equifax score every week and your full Equifax credit report whenever you want it. Step 2, sign up for Credit Karma. Also free, also no card. About 3 minutes. You'll get your TransUnion score every week and your full TransUnion report. That's it. Both bureaus covered. Full picture. If you want to go one step further, ClearScore is also worth having for the annual deep audit. Their fraud monitoring is genuinely useful, but for weekly monitoring, Borrowell plus Credit Karma covers you completely. And before you apply for anything, check the lender map. If your next lender pulls Equifax, check Borrowell first. If they pull TransUnion, check Credit Karma. Use the right approval odds for the right lender. Now, one thing I want to be straight with you about, every tool in this video, Borrowell, Credit Karma, ClearScore, they all make money when you apply for a credit card or loan through their platform. That's their business model and there's nothing wrong with it. But that means their recommendations aren't neutral. They're going to show you products that earn them a referral fee. This channel has no affiliate links, no sponsors, no referral fees. We don't earn a cent from any of these tools. We just ran the math and told you what it means. That's the whole point of Rethink Normal, the Canadian money channel that gives you the math, no affiliate link, no sponsor, no sales pitch every week. Because everyone else is selling you something. If that's the kind of channel you want in your feed, subscribe. Free. Lands every Wednesday. Next week, we're getting into something that trips up even people with great credit scores. The difference between your statement date and your due date, and why paying on time isn't always enough to protect your score. Subscribe and it lands in your feed Wednesday. Cheers, mate. Welcome to Canada.